News Sunday. Malcolm Turnbull and Bill Shorten are about to take the stage tonight to make a defining pitch to voters for election 2016. Their debate at the National Press Club gives both leaders an hour of prime-time broadcasting on air and internationally online. The opposition leader will make it about investments in health and education, while Mr Turnbull's promoting his plan for jobs and growth. Our political editor Chris Uhlmann will be moderating the event live from the National Press Club.
We're just under half an hour away from debate kicking off here at the National Press Club, one of the set pieces of this long campaign. Earlier today we had the toss of the coin.
And she's tough.
Arthur Sinodinos and Katie Gallagher represented their respective leaders, and Labor won the toss and will speak last. Both men spent the day here in Canberra, and they will have taken time out with their strategists to prepare for this debate. But as National Affairs correspondent Greg Jennett reports, earlier today sport of a different kind was on their minds.
At -3 degrees and a finish line out there somewhere, the harsh winter campaign feels suddenly real. Warmth is hard to come by.
Oh, you are just magnificent, aren't you? You are beautiful.
Do you want to play a bit more?
Yeah! The gap between a chilly morning and what could be heated debates being filled by sports funding promises. $60 million to keep kids in sport.
So more kids can do what you're doing.
Wow. And just over $20 million for the ABC to elevate coverage of women's sporting leagues.
There you go.
It means 500 extra hours of live women's sport on the telly or online, being the sports that we'll be able to see on ABC TV or on iView.
There'll be tens of thousands of girls who'll think, yeah.
Better health is the common goal for both parties, but they're deeply divided on whether doctors should be paid more to achieve it.
Australia's doctors know that if Mr Turnbull is elected, 14.5 million patients will have to pay more to go and see the doctor.
The normally non-political Royal College of GPs is going prime time.
That's what the docs say.
I didn't go.
Pressuring the government to do as Labor is, lift the 4-year freeze on Medicare payments for visits to the doctor.
The federal government's freeze on Medicare rebates means you'll pay more to see your doctor.
And they've got the backing of the profession's industrial wing.
GPs are at breaking point. They can't take too many more cuts. If we don't index rebates, GPs won't be able to keep taking the hits.
Who can disagree with the doctors when they say that they want to prioritise the nation's health against people's wealth?
The government's response? Give Labor a taste of its own medicine.
Bulk billing remains high. Bulk billing remains high. Bulk billing remains high.
Malcolm Turnbull went to see the Governor-General 3 weeks ago, but in conventional 5-week campaigning, the clock starts now. And if voter interest is still to be piqued, tonight's debate gives both leaders a chance to do that.
I'm looking forward to this debate. I didn't ask Mr Turnbull to have an 8-week election, but I've really been enjoying getting out and talking to real people about Labor's positive plans.
A good discussion, that's what it's all about. Big choice for Australia. Choice between optimism and opportunity and growth.
And straight back on the road as soon as it's done.
These debates can be fairly stolid affairs, and in the end it's up to both of these two men as to whether or not they engage tonight. Now, there are rewards for people who do that, but there are also risks, and that will all be taken into account by the strategists who are talking to these two leaders right now. It's an opportunity for Malcolm Turnbull to present his jobs and growth agenda, and for Bill Shorten to hammer home health and education. But dare I say it, it'll be the man who's agile on his feet who may well carry the day. But before all that, let's get back to the rest of today's news, and I'll be back in half an hour for the beginning of the debate.